Yo, what's up guys? It's Noah here, and in today's video, going to be talking through a couple of my favorite plays on Prizepicks for today, for Thursday, May the 26th. We had Game 5 of the Western Conference Finals on Thursday night. Warriors up 3-1 in this series with a chance to close things out at home, punch their ticket to the NBA Finals. We'll talk through some player props I like for today. I did find 3 props I liked at first look, taking a first look at the board on Wednesday night. So as always, we'll talk through these 3 plays, share why I like them. But before we do get started, guys, as always, we will recap yesterday's plays. And on Wednesday, it was a tough day, man. Another tough day. We went 1-2 on the 3 plays we gave out Wednesday. Missed over 8.5 rebounds for Al Horford. Ultimately needed 9 rebounds from Horford, and he only finished with 7. He played his full minutes. He played like 39 minutes. He got pulled with like a minute left because it was kind of a blowout towards the end of the game. But he played 39 minutes, only had 7 rebounds though. I don't regret the play. I mean, the rebound chances were there because Miami could not make a shot. They shot pretty poorly. It was a brick fest early on in that game. I think Jason Tatum had like 12 rebounds. I think Robert Williams had 10 rebounds. It just, when it comes to rebounds, man, a lot of times the ball just kind of has to bounce your way. And, for Horford, the ball wasn't bouncing his way enough, I guess. Needed 9 rebounds, and he only finished with 7. So it came up just short. We did hit the over, though, on 4.5 rebounds for P.J. Tucker. That play hit very easily. Tucker had over 4.5 rebounds at halftime. He had 5 rebounds at halftime. Ultimately finished with 11. So that one wasn't a sweat at all. And then the Kyle Lowry assist. So we needed 5 assists from Kyle Lowry, and he literally had 0. He played like 25 minutes, I want to say. And I was watching the game, especially like early on. Like I watched the entire first half. And there were so many assist opportunities, that Lowry missed out on because Miami just couldn't make a shot. They came out really cold to start the game. There was a couple of Max Strus threes that would have been assisted by Lowry, but Max Strus missed the shot. There was a layup that Jimmy Butler, like an easy layup for Jimmy Butler, and he missed that. It would have been an assist for Lowry. And then Lowry didn't play a ton in the second half. I mean, to be honest, like even when you think about like the potential assist that Lowry had, like he played terrible. I'll be honest. Like Lowry was just god awful on Wednesday. I think he shot 0 for 5. He had 1 rebound and 3 turnovers in like 25 minutes. I mean, it was just a terrible game from Kyle Lowry. And he got into some foul trouble late. There were some assist opportunities early on in the game that Miami missed out on because they couldn't hit any shots. But yeah, Lowry played terrible. Didn't get any assists in what was, I think, 25 minutes of playing time. So again, just 1-2 on Wednesday. Tough day once again. Wednesday's game was kind of a pretty shit game. Like once again, these conference finals games have just been so tough to watch. It was kind of a close game, but it was very, very low scoring. Like I think at halftime there was like 80 points total were scored at halftime. Like I think the game went under the total by like 40 points. Like it was a very low scoring game, very slow paced game. A lot of misses in that game. I know Miami shot the ball very poorly. So yeah, man, tough night Wednesday. Went 1-2. I got a few plays though I like for Thursday's slate, for Thursday night's game, and hopefully we can do well Thursday night. I'm hoping we get a good game tonight. We'll have to see. I do have some unders I like today. So normally I'm not taking unders too often, but there's a couple lines I think are a little bit too high today that we'll talk about when we get there. Before we share today's plays though, as always, guys, appreciate you guys checking out these videos every day. Hit that like button if you have been enjoying these videos, if they have been helping you out. Again, I know we've not been doing well with our picks lately, and that's something that I definitely need to start doing better at. But I still hope that in the end these videos are helpful to you guys. Me explaining why I like my picks each day, hopefully maybe teaches you something. Because I always feel like I'm gonna give good reasoning behind all my plays. They're not gonna work out all the time. I'm hoping in the long run I win more than I lose. But obviously, it's impossible to be right every single day. Like you're gonna lose. You're gonna have losing days when you bet player props, when you sports bet, when you play DFS. The goal, though, in the end, is just to win more than you lose over the long run. And I'm hoping that we will be able to do that. But it's definitely been a rough stretch, and these playoff games have not been treating me well. But again, I hope you guys have been enjoying these videos. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you have not yet. Also, if you're new to Prizepicks, you can check them out. You can sign up with my promo code. Prizepicks will match your first deposit up to $100 when you do sign up with my promo code Noah. So if you guys bet player props on a different sports book, maybe a different DFS site, and you want to give Prizepicks a try, get that deposit bonus when you do sign up with that promo code Noah. But yeah, guys, let's talk through the 3 plays I like for Thursday night's game. And the first play I like going to be a points prop. And I was on this one last game, or it wasn't necessarily, I wasn't on his points prop, but I was on PRA. I like his points prop today though, and that's going to be over 16.5 points for Andrew Wiggins. So Andrew Wiggins has been playing very, very well in this series, and this is something that we talked about in my last video for this game on Tuesday. Yeah, Wiggins has been needed in this series. He's been needed defensively. He's been the primary defender on Luka. He's been playing big minutes on a nightly basis. He's gone over this points prop in 3 out of his last 5 games, excuse me. 2 games though, he finished, one game he finished by the hook. He came up just one short. And then last game, worth noting that Andrew Wiggins barely played in the fourth quarter. So last game was kind of looking like a blowout. Golden State was losing by like 30 heading into the fourth quarter, and then the bench guys for the Warriors made a crazy run. They got the game within like 10 points, and then Steve Kerr, he subbed some of the starters back in with like 3 minutes left. But Wiggins did not get his full run last game. If you look, he only played 31 minutes when normally in this series, Wiggins has been playing about 38 to 40 minutes a night. He's pretty much been matching Luka for minutes because they want Wiggins out there guarding Luka. So I think we're getting 38, 40 minutes from Andrew Wiggins tonight if this game stays competitive. Again, Wiggins only played 31 minutes last game, so he came up just short. If he plays his full minutes, does he score 4 more points and go over his points prop last game? It's possible. But he crushed in Game 3, had 27 points. Again, came up just short in Game 2. But worth noting in Game 2, when he finished with 16 points, he had a very poor shooting game. He shot 5 for 14 from the field. He shot 35% from the field, which is one of the worst shooting games he's had all postseason. It was his second worst shooting game that he's had the entire playoffs. So came up just short, having a terrible shooting game. And then Game 1, he did go over this. He did go over his points prop in Game 1, had 19 points. But Wiggins has been playing well in this series. He's been taking a good amount of shots. I mean, you can look in the series, 11, 20, 14, and 17 field goal attempts. His usage has been pretty good. He's basically had the second highest usage rate on the team behind Steph Curry. 22.2% usage rate for Andrew Wiggins through the 4 games against Dallas. Minutes are going to be there. Shot attempts and usage should be there. I like Wiggins' chance of scoring 17 points here. I think he's going to play 38, 40 minutes if this game stays close. Again, at this point with these playoff games, like who knows if it's going to be a close game or not. Right now, I think it's like a 6.5 point spread. Like I wouldn't be surprised if Golden State blows out Dallas here, but maybe if Golden State blows them out, maybe it's because Wiggins is having a big game. Like we don't know, but I definitely like Wiggins' chances of scoring 17 points today. He's been scoring the ball well lately. He should have went over last game, but he didn't get much run in the fourth quarter. And then the game 2 when he went under, he shot the ball terribly, like 35% from the field. When normally Wiggins is a pretty efficient shooter. So that's what I'm liking as our first prop for today. And then our other 2 props are both going to be assist props, and I'm taking 2 unders. And I know unders are not I don't really take unders that often, but these are definitely some lines I feel like are a little bit too high. And the sports books, we'll talk about those in a second. The sports books will kind of agree as well because there's some pretty heavy juice coming in on these unders. The first under I like is going to be Luka Doncic under 8 assists. So if you look over his last 5 games, Luka has only gone over this 8 assist line once out of his last 5 games, and then he did push one of these games. He finished with 8 assists. But let's take a look at so far in the playoffs. So far, Luka has only gone over this 8 assist line in 3 playoff games. There's been 3 games where he's gotten more than 8 assists. He had 9 assists in 1 game against Phoenix. Obviously, last game against Golden State, he had 9 assists, and then another game against Phoenix, he had 11 assists. Every other game in the postseason, he's either had 8 assists or fewer. He has had 4 games so far in the playoffs where he just finished with 8 assists. So there's definitely a chance that Luka gets 8 assists today and pushes. But that's why I like getting this line at 8. I think if this line was at 7.5, which is probably where it should be, I wouldn't be as it wouldn't be as appealing to take, just because I think Luka could finish with 8 assists. But like so far in the playoffs, he hasn't really been facilitating a ton. He did have I think it was 2 games ago, he had a very high potential assist game. Like there was 1 game in the series where he had like 17 or 18 potential assists, and I remember because I took his over on assists the next day, and he only had like 4 assists. But so far in the playoffs, he's only averaging 6.4 assists per game. He's only averaging 13.7 potential assists per game. And normally, guys convert about half of their potentials into actual assists. So, on average, if Luka's getting 12, 13 potential assists, it's going to be hard for him to get 8 or more assists unless Dallas is just shooting the ball really well. And that was kind of something that happened last game. Dallas just shot the ball really well. Luka had 14 potentials last game, converted 9 of those, Converting 9 assists on 14 potentials is pretty hot. Like normally guys are not going to convert that many potentials. Whereas like on the other hand, Jalen Brunson, he had 13 potentials and only finished with 5 assists. So Brunson kind of got unlucky, whereas Luka kind of ran hot last game with the assist. Like so far in the playoffs, like I said, Luka facilitating has not been like, he's not been facilitating at a crazy high rate. He's really been needed to score. And we've seen him just, take on a massive scoring role. Like when Luka gets the ball, he's looking to drive to the basket and to score. Like he's not looking to dish it out. At least he hasn't been. We'll see what happens today. I'm sure, knowing my luck, I'm sure since I bet Luka's under in assists today, he'll have like fucking 15 assists or some shit. But I really feel like, Luka, in order for Dallas to have a chance in this series and to maybe upset, Golden State here, they need Luka to score a ton. They're going to need him to, probably put up like 35, 40 points. Dallas is just not getting enough consistent production from their role players, guys like, Dorian Finney-Smith, Reggie Bullock, Maxi Kleber. They shot the ball well last game, those role players did, but on the road, heading into Golden State, will those role players shoot the ball well again? That's definitely a big question. So I'm going to bank on Luka getting, 8 assists or fewer here. If he pushes this line, I'm fine with that. We could still make some money if we hit our other two props. But I really feel like, more times than not, especially with how much Luka has had to score in the playoffs, more times than not, he's finishing with 8 assists or fewer, which is what he's done in a lot of playoff games. As you can see, there's how many playoff games he played? 3, 6, 9, 12, 14. So out of 14 playoff games, he's only gotten 9 assists or more in 3 out of 14 playoff games. So I'm liking it under 8 assists for Luka Doncic. That'll be our second play for today. And like I said earlier, right now DraftKings Sportsbook, they have Luka's assist prop set at 8.5, but there's some pretty heavy juice coming in on that under -140 on under 8 assists for Luka on DK Sportsbook. And then the third prop I like, again, another under. I'm taking under 6.5 assists for Steph Curry. So Steph Curry, last 2 games, has been dishing out a ton of assists. He's had 11 and 8 assists over his last 2 games. But this is kind of another situation where Curry, so far in the playoffs, has not been facilitating a ton. As you can see, he's only gone over this 6.5 assist line in 5 playoff games. I think it's 5 out of 15 playoff games he's played in. I'm pretty sure 15 total playoff games so far, and he's gone over in 5 out of 15 games. There was 4 games where he had 8 assists, and there was obviously that one game against Dallas where he had 11 assists. Every other game, he's had 6 or fewer assists. And so far in the playoffs, Curry, he's not been getting a ton of potentials. He only has averaged 9 potential assists per game. He's averaged 6 assists per game, and his assist average is kind of inflated a little bit just because of the last 2 games where he's gotten 19 assists over his last 2 games. But even looking at last game, he had 13 potentials, which did lead the team, but he kind of ran hot getting 8 assists on 13 potentials. Normally when a guy gets 13 potentials, they're probably getting maybe 6 or 7 assists. 8, a little bit more than what I would expect. The game before that, I think Curry had 15 potential assists. Obviously, ran really hot, getting 11 assists on 15 potentials. With Golden State having a closeout game here, they could come out here and just beat the crap out of Dallas, and I would not be surprised. And maybe a lot of the role players like Clay and Jordan Poole, they're knocking down shots, and maybe Curry's dishing out assists and getting those guys the ball, and they're knocking down their shots. But we've seen Curry, another guy's had to take on a big offensive role. He's been taking a lot of shots so far in the playoffs and playing at home. I expect Curry to come out here and be shooting the ball a ton. I think on average in these playoff games, Curry is not getting 7 assists or more on average. So far in the playoffs, again, of the 15 playoff games he's played, he's had less than 7 assists in 10 of those 15 games. I like getting this line at 6.5. I think this line should be about 5.5, which is what it's been normally. Just because Curry has had 2 big assist games over the last 2 games, they've had to bump up the line to 6.5. But I still think this line should be 5.5, even after 2 big assist games. There's nothing that's really changed for Curry. It's just that he's kind of run hot on his assists, run hot on the potentials. And you look at DraftKings Sportsbook right now, under 6.5 assists for Steph Curry is -145 on DraftKings Sportsbook. So there's a lot of heavy juice coming in on that under as well. And I would agree. I think this line should be 5.5, maybe 6. I think 6.5 is a little bit too much. And again, if Curry goes out there and is dropping a ton of dimes and gets 7, 8, 9 assists, whatever it may be, I'll live with it. But I definitely think more times than not, Steph Curry's probably going under this assist line. So far in the playoffs, he's gone under it in 10 out of 15 games. So I like it. I'm taking under 6.5 assists for Steph Curry as our third and final play for today. So that's what I'm liking for today, guys. 3 plays, over 16.5 points for Andrew Wiggins, under 8 assists for Luka Doncic, and under 6.5 assists for Steph Curry. Maybe since I bet some unders today, maybe we'll get a blowout. Knowing my luck, since I bet unders today, we'll get a super high scoring game, and this game goes to triple overtime or something. But I wouldn't complain if we got a blowout tonight. Just hopefully if we get a blowout tonight, it's Golden State blowing out Dallas, and that maybe means that Wiggins has already scored 17 points, and Curry doesn't have a ton of assists, and Luka doesn't have a ton of assists, and maybe these guys don't play their full minutes. But I like these lines. I think these lines being where they are, especially those unders, I think those are lines that are a little bit too high. I think Luka's assist line should be about 7.5, not 8. I think Curry's assist line should be 5.5, 6, which is what it has been the last few games. I think bumping it up to 6.5 is a little bit too much. So that's what I'm liking for today, guys. 3 plays. Wish you guys the best of luck tonight. If you are tailing, hopefully we can get a clean sweep tonight. I'm hoping we get a good game. We'll see. Again, since I took some unders, I wouldn't mind a blowout tonight, but we'll see how it goes. Wish you guys the best of luck, though. Hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it did help. If you enjoyed, make sure you hit that like button before you get out of here. Hit that subscribe button as well. As always, appreciate you guys checking out these videos. Make sure to sign up for Prizepicks if you have not yet. Prizepicks, use promo code Noah when you sign up over there. They will match your first deposit up to $100 when you do sign up with my promo code. If you haven't tried out Prizepicks yet, if you bet player props on a different site, a different sports book, if you want to give them a try, sign up with that code, get that deposit bonus when you sign up. But good luck tonight, guys. Thanks for watching the video. As always, hope you enjoyed. Hope the video helped, and we will see you in the next one. Peace.